So Deb Phelan, my guest Granny, and I are off to an adventure. We're going to visit Marshfield and Scituate, and this is part of our new project to visit every town and city in Massachusetts. Are you tired yet?
I'm excited. No.
I'm tired.
Okay. No, I'm too excited to be tired. Check with me about 1.
Oh yeah, because we're two grannies on the road. Scituate, Massachusetts is nestled into the South Shore between Cohasset to the north and Marshfield to the south. It's a little over 31 square miles with a year-round population of 18,000. The name Scituate is derived from an Indian word which the early settlers understood as Scituate, which means cold brook, and referred to the small stream flowing into the harbor. The town was incorporated in 1636. Scituate has always been referred to as the Irish Riviera. The Untold Brewery is Scituate's first microbrewery. It was interesting to find a wall hanging depicting a patent by Louis Pasteur for a beer making process back in 1873. Scituate's Maritime and Mossing Museum holds a wealth of artifacts from its seafaring past. The Irish Mossing Room tells the story of Irish mossing in Scituate. Mossers collected the red algae known as Chondrus crispus, or Irish moss, from the sea floor by hand. Bob Chesia, chairman of the Scituate Historical Society and an old-time mosser, explains.
Wow. When I went, you would moss into a net, and when you came in, Lucien Rousseau would have this contraption, a tractor would, or with hydraulics, it would lift the net up, and it would have a scale. So the scale would, when you lifted it up, the scale would tell you how much moss you had, and you'd pull a rope in the bottom of the net, and it would fall into the truck, and then you would get paid by how much you got, how much moss. But moss is used in a lot of industries. It's a stabilizer, an emulsifier, and a fining agent. It's used in cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, food products. Good example is when we have the school kids here, we say, has anyone had Irish moss in their mouth ever, once, or today? And they always say, never. We say, did you brush your teeth? Because it keeps the toothpaste together. It's also, there was a big industry, it's a fining agent, which means when you make beer, people like beer that's clear. So what it does is it bonds with the particles in the beer and they fall out and you have clear beer. So that was a pretty good industry. So he started it, and then Lucien Rousseau took over, who I used to moss for. Great guy. He passed away, and they tried to do it commercially with like industrial-sized clothes dryers and so on and so forth, and it didn't work. So the mossing industry has basically moved overseas now, where they can put a concrete pad in the water, and it's like mowing a lawn. So that's where it comes from now, although they say the Scituate moss is the best quality. This is your typical dory. It's 3 plank, as you can see. There's 3 planks on the side. And the thing about dories is they are super stable, and they're easy to row. It's big, but it glides along. So what we did is we have, these are the 3 types of mossing rigs. This is iron, which was forged by blacksmiths in the thing with iron was, when you pulled it in, you had to take it off the rake. Then we have bronze, which you could bring it in and you could give it a shake. It would come off, but this is a very heavy rake. Then eventually they found it was cheaper to use aluminum, which is super light.
Okay. So is that real moss in there?
Yeah,
Just dried?
absolutely. Yeah, if you go to the beach, you can see it in the various stages, because
Yeah.
it'll wash around in the water and eventually turn white.
But there's other kinds of moss in the water that you don't
Yeah,
use?
this is just Irish. This is all, yeah, just Irish. And it has to be underwater. It can't be exposed to the air.
Can you explain the origin of calling Scituate the Irish Riviera?
Yes, I can. And it's not because of the Irish mossers. It's because of the wealthy Irish that came and settled in Minot.
Uh-huh.
The Tobins, Mayor Curley, so on and so forth. They had their own church down there, and it was the wealthy ones. And it eventually became the South Shore, was the Irish Riviera. Originally it was just Minot.
The Men of Kent Cemetery dates from the earliest days of Scituate settlement, estimated to have been established in 1628. It's the town's oldest cemetery, containing the graves of some of its original settlers. The 3/4 of an acre cemetery is also the site of the town's first meeting house, built in 1636. The cemetery is so named because Scituate was founded by colonists from the English county of Kent. Maria's is the go-to spot for subs and pizzas in Scituate Harbor.
Hi, we are here in Scituate at Maria's Pizza, and this is Jay Powers. So, tell me the history.
So Maria's was started in 1965 by my father Jim, and it was one little small store that we only sold subs at the time. Put the pizzas in later on in '71, and just from there, he's 54 years later, we're still doing the same thing, selling the same sandwiches. And people come to get the same things they got when they were a kid to when they're an adult now.
Awesome. That sounds like fun. Now, how long have you been involved?
Probably 35 years since I got out of high school.
Wow. And do you cook?
I do the day-to-day running of everything, yes.
Awesome.
So that's my job, keep the family going.
Yeah, sounds good. And what is your specialty?
Subs are our biggest thing.
Are they?
Instead, yeah, I mean, people come here for the sandwiches they've gotten for the last 50 years. Same sandwich consistency and all that stuff. It's pretty much basically what it is, to be honest with you.
Fun,
Great.
fun.
Good?
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jay.
Yeah, that's good.
A walk down Front Street takes us to the Lucky Fin, where we grab an iced tea and enjoy the view overlooking the harbor. We also stopped by Joy, a cute little gift shop next to the Lucky Fin, which is, in their own words, filled with colorful scarves, bags, jewelry, and handmade items. On to Cole Parkway and the town marina, where we will meet Hawk Hickman and his dory. Hawk is an old-time mosser whose pictures are prominent in the Mossing Museum. And we're off on our dory tour of Scituate Harbor with Hawk.
Here we go.
Woo! Two grannies on the water.
Two grannies on the water.
Woo! You see those rocks under the water? Our trusty navigator, Debbie, didn't warn Hawk that we were about to run aground. I failed to capture it on film, being intent on whether we were about to capsize. But Hawk, had to jump out onto the rocks and give the boat a push, nearly causing him to take an unplanned swim. It was pretty hilarious. We made it to the Scituate Lighthouse on the north end of the harbor and got out to explore the old lighthouse. The lighthouse is now maintained by the Scituate Historical Society, and a very nice couple lives there year-round.
Carrying everything we ever owned. Yep. We would go down to different stations where a teacher could bring a class and teach.
That's neat.
And I got a few more things to do, but the board.
The Mediterranean for a while.
I think their last was through the Suez. Right now, it's pretty good.
Most kids won't know how to.
No, it was about living here, and we hit it off, and he sent me that hat from the. Kind of staticky, but I get a kick out of it.
That's funny.
I get a kick out of it.
Was the lighthouse out this?
So I've learned a lot that I never, that I thought I knew everything about the place, and then I got here, and it was, and the notion that the lighthouse ever changed would never have occurred to me. So that room was built by the. It never occurred to me that the profile would have changed in 1830s.
Oh, look at all this. Oh, look at that. There's the top of Scituate Light. Stay alert there, Deb.
You're taking pictures. I'm good.
Loving it, Debbie?
Woo! Roller coaster ride.
Get some rock and roll.
Oh. I was thinking longer than that.
Oh. It's longer than that. Maybe 5, but I think it's 4.
Oh, once spread its wings, showing off.
Got him.
Excellent.
10!
9.5.
10!
And with that, our dory ride ended, and we were back at Cole Parkway. I brought my boys here when they were little.
Did you?
I did. Rocco's. We had more to explore in Scituate, so we headed to the old red schoolhouse and to Lawson Commons, home of the Elephant Fountain. The Lawson Tower water tank was constructed without the encasing tower in 1902 by Thomas W. Lawson, a prominent businessman and author. According to local legend, The beautiful tower and bells were added later to please his wife.
All the way up and makes the bell ring at the top.
Ah.
Mechanical clock that controls the big bell that chimes the hour. And so somebody once a week has to climb the tower, climb the ladder, and go up to the clock room and hand.
Okay. Come on, guys.
Go ahead. Roger, after you.
Hi, Granny.
All right.
Yes.
Going on?
Yeah, just for a second.
What year did they take the tower out?
Excuse me?
What year did they take the tower out?
Take the tower.
Water
out.
tower.
Yeah. There's no water tower.
Oh, the tank?
The tank, yeah.
I think 2005.
Okay.
Oh.
Started to- Right now, you can stand.
Oh, it stopped.
Use the copper cans.
Yeah, you can see the cords moving.
The outside. Took all the bells out and sent them back to where they were made in West Troy, New York. And they got all polished up. The cables here go down to there, all the way down to the ground level where the lady pushes the levers.
Yeah.
That's how she plays the song.
You like this?
And it opens up to where like the tank used to be, but it's still
There.
What? Another one?
Minus light is,
Big stick in the water, like
yeah,
I think I see it.
1 o'clock to the top of the blue
yes.
bell.
See the top of the blue? Like go
And then it's like
to 1 o'clock,
Yep.
and it's way in the water there.
$10 feet.
10 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You can see the top.
And it,
That's fun.
yeah, we left 10 feet in order to retain its historic water landmark.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
And you can see all that truss work there, which is
Yes.
spectacular.
It's a lot
of
beams.
This is the Cudworth House and the barn. That's neat.
The other side, the last time Lafayette was in the United States, he rode in this carriage.
Neat.
See, there wasn't, you know what I mean? So all your tools had to be so the smaller sharpeners used at work.
Cudworth House was the home of James Cudworth, who lived from 1612 to 1682 and who held key military and political roles in the early days of Plymouth Colony. North Scituate has its own busy business center and train station. We stopped by for a few minutes on our way to Minot Beach. Part of the old Williams Barker House was built around 1634 and is said to be the oldest English house in the United States. It has been remodeled and added to over the years, but has been run as the Barker Tavern by the same family since 1978. There are rumors of ghosts living within the old walls. A day in Scituate would not be complete without dinner at the Mill Wharf, which overlooks the beautiful harbor. I love Scituate Harbor from the Mill Wharf. Oh, gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Give it go. I can't see what I'm doing. What are you
Yummy.
eating?
I'm having the scrod. It's fabulous. Love it. Awesome. You can tell it's fresh.
Yum. Debbie's eating ice cream. What kind is it?
I don't know.
This is coffee Oreo with chocolate jimmies, and it is really good. White chocolate chip?
White chocolate chip. Oh my gosh. With Jimmy's. Hello. And I got 2 scoops because I'm a pig and I know it, and it's okay.
It was more cost effective for 2 scoops than 1. Oh, I got 1. I gypped myself. So Debbie, what did you think of Scituate?
That was amazing.
We end our fabulous Scituate adventure with scenes from Heritage Days. And of course, I have to show off my granddaughter's booth where she sold her handmade scrunchies.